All right, I think we are live. You guys, this is the test we always do. Are we live? How's the sound look? How's the audio? Can you guys see my screen? I'm not naked, wearing a towel or anything. That's always my biggest fear with live streaming is I'm going to be not knowing that I'm live streaming and I'll actually be live streaming. And you guys don't want to see that. You guys definitely don't want to see me in a towel. Oh no, turn that off. Let's see. Can you guys hear me? Who do we got here tonight, you guys? I know we've been doing these a little bit, I guess, more frequently. Just kind of like a really fun, my whole kind of goal with these things are to be almost like a live virtual podcast where we're communicating with each other. You guys have someone ask some bike shop questions too. Hannah will pop in. We'll just have a good time overall. And then if you missed this, we could always kind of just replay it like a podcast. But how's everyone doing tonight? Who do we got? So I see the Greg Russell, Kevin Woods. What's going on, you guys? What's going on, Nathan? Who else we got in here? Martin, sweet. Greg Russell, Trail Weeks. What's going on, Trail Weeks? Dude, freaking, we need a ride, dude. Sketchy Trails, Daniel, Evan, Burt, Single Tracks and Whiskeys. We got Single Tracks and Whiskey in the house. What's going on, dude? Who else we got? Ron, what's going on, Ron? Nice seeing you on the trails, dude. It was a freaking blast. We got Jake, Togi, how I'm gonna butcher that. Tugi Hauser. I never know how to pronounce. What's going on, dude? I hope you're doing well, man. And how's Canada treating you? I hope the weather is freaking awesome up there, dude. We got Huang Sol. Hi from Costa Rica. We got someone from Costa Rica in the house. What's going on, Huang? Thank you so much for joining us, dude. Sorry, you guys. I know I got a bunch of helmet hair. I literally just finished riding about 45 minutes ago. So we were cutting it super close and definitely made it back in time. Yeah, Single Tracks and Whiskey. Who else we got in here? You guys, thank you guys so much for freaking joining us today. And today, like I said, same thing as always. Any questions you guys have, happy to answer. And like I said, I definitely want this to be almost like a virtual live podcast. So I'm definitely here to answer any of your questions. Going to go through the comments. We're going to do a little bit of a roll call, get everyone in here, and then we'll go ahead and start. We got Kurt in the house. Tommy, what's going on, Tommy? Tommy, I am freaking craving some pho. Hannah's been craving pho. Is it pho? I think it's pho. We're going to have to make our way to your restaurant, dude. We got Scudio. What's going on, dude? How's Vancouver freaking treating you, man? Scott Crawford. Sean, what's going on? Sean, how you doing, dude? We got Tommy. I have an important conditioner. What conditioner do you use? I actually, whatever is free. Normally, I just kind of, whoever's shower I'm bumming, I'll throw some conditioner in. But thanks for admiring it, dude. We got Thomas in the house. What's going on, Thomas? How you doing, dude? Trail Weeks. Tommy, dude, we got a solid crew today. So how about this? I'm going to go ahead and open everything up. What's going on, Josh? No question. Dude, Josh, thanks so much for stopping on by. But I figured the first thing I want to talk about today, I want to show you guys some pedals that I have been using. So I've been using the Crank Brother, I think they're called the Stamps. And so I didn't want to do a review before I finally just kind of put these things through the friction ringer. And I feel like I've done a very honest review. Let's do the whole internet shopping price. You can get the Crank Brother Stamps pretty affordably online, but let's see. Let's just go straight to their website. So, has anyone in the chat? Do you guys run Crank Brother Stamps? I recently was turned on by them. So, what I really like about the Crank Brother Stamps is they're very affordable. They have different kind of price points. It's a really solid first flat pedal if you really want to kind of try it out. However, it's still, I don't know, it still blew me away in terms of performance. It's not my favorite flat pedal. I still think my favorite flat pedal is going to be the one-up component aluminums, but just figured we freaking kind of turn you guys on to them. But, oh, those are super pricey, the $300 ones. But I think I am running these Stamp 2s in a large. That's the other cool thing. They come in different sizes as well. But the Stamp 2 large is what I'm rocking right now. Highly recommend. And yeah, if you guys haven't checked them out, definitely give them a look. I really enjoy them. But let's see who else is in here. Sketchy Trails, MTB Portal. What's going on, MTB Portal? So you guys, same thing as always. If you guys have any bike questions, feel free to ask, whether it's what's the best trail we've ridden, if you're going to a different place, if you have a specific bike model, or else I'm just going to go ahead and just freaking ramble on about bikes, but happy to answer any questions you guys have. I hope you guys are how's everyone's Monday? I know it's Monday, and we're going into the work week, and even me being a dirtbag van lifer, we also have work weeks. But what else we got in here? Paul the Punter, what happened to the 1-Up ones? Just joined in. Paul, I actually like the 1-Up components better than the Crank Brothers. The only reason I was running the Crank Brothers is because I was trying to find something that I can recommend to people that still have that aluminum body, but a little bit more affordable. I still think you get what you pay for, and the 1-Up components are definitely by far my favorite flat pedal. Let me go ahead and pull those up real quick. The 1-Up components, the aluminum ones, and like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here that these are the best flat pedals I've run. So I guess we can use the link for Jensen USA, $124.99. But yeah, so they are a little on the pricey side. The cool thing is they come in different colors. So Paul, you can match, dude, you should get those orange ones to match your Genius. But yeah, these are the exact pedals that I'm running. I absolutely love them. And it just, I don't know. I honestly think that just traction's amazing on them. The only funky part with the 1-Up aluminum pedals is this part right here. I don't know if you guys can actually see my cursor. They have basically the bearing right next to the spindle. And if you have a big foot, I'm a size 12. And if you have a big foot and you put your foot on the pedal, you can kind of feel that bearing on that edge. Just something to keep in mind. To be honest, I did get used to it, and I do feel like the traction is pretty much second to. There's actually one other pedal that I really like, the HTKO ones, but those are discontinued. That was Kevin Aiello's signature pedal. Those have a super wide body, but these came very close. I really like the profile. I've put them through the absolute ringer, and I mean, like I said, no issues at all. Highly recommend the 1-Up aluminum pedals. I'm going to go through the chat, see who else is in here. We got Paul Lucky SOB, $300 for flats. It better do bunny hops for me. If you pay $300 for flat pedals, it better also do your taxes. That is a lot of money for pedals, but you know, some people, every gram does matter, especially if you have a little bit more of a cross country background, you try and build up a super lightweight bike. So I definitely understand the concept of paying that much for pedals. However, I would never pay that much for pedals. But yeah, so definitely to each their own. DMR Volts for the win. Yeah, DMR Volts are really good. And yeah, just another kind of pedal to consider. Tommy saying, fuck. So that's the Tommy. For those of you that don't know, Tommy, I'm going to butcher the last name. Quinn basically also has a YouTube channel. Highly recommend checking it out. However, if you don't check out Tommy's YouTube channel, go to his restaurant. He has an amazing freaking restaurant. Tommy, I think it's called Monarch 9 Cafe. If you guys are ever looking for Vietnamese food, hit up Tommy's restaurant. It's right next to Santiago Oaks. So if you guys are running Santiago Oaks, definitely go hit him up. But like I said, I'm going to go through the comment section, see if anyone has any questions, and then I'll try and answer them for you guys. But who else we got on here? We got Trail Week says my favorite trail in the OC. My favorite trail in the OC, sorry you guys, is my hair absolutely freaking nuts? It's nuts. So my personal favorite trail in Orange County, probably, I think right now is Five Oaks. I really think that Five Oaks has a really good blend of fast DH track worthiness, and at the same time, a good amount of tech. Everything you can kind of pin fully open, but at the same time, it's still somewhat chunky in certain sections. And I don't know. I just feel like you get a lot of bang for your buck with Five Oaks. If you're talking about like my favorite big ride out here, we just rode a trail called Chiquita. And I honestly think that Chiquita, I don't know, it's really hard to beat that trail because it's a backcountry trail that is just amazing. There's a lot of dragon back, rock spines. There's a lot of up and over rock rolls. If you guys watch Brian from BKXC, he did when he came down, I showed him Chiquita. So go watch that video. That definitely has to be my favorite big ride out of all of them. But I'm going to go ahead and keep going through those comments. Evan says, how tacky is the dirt in Laguna? The dirt is primo. Absolutely primo. I actually considered halfway through my ride getting off of my bike and just scooping some up and just eating it for getting my vitamin B12. But dirt is really good right now. Fat Guy MTB. Dude, Fat Guy MTB, I just saw your channel. You are freaking amazing, dude. I really like your work. And yeah, keep up the good work. But he says, what do I think about the Kona wah-wah pedals? I really like the wah-wah pedal. So let's go ahead and pull that up real quick. So the Kona wah-wahs, I think they also re-updated them recently. Yeah, so the wah-wah composites are pretty mental. And if anyone knows Kona, Kona is all about making very durable bike parts. And I feel like the same thing has to do with the Kona wah-wah. So highly recommend checking these out. And for the price point, I mean, $60 for a super solid pedals. And it looks like the construction is very similar to the one up in terms of having that bearing right around here. So yeah, Fat Guy MTB, I definitely like the Kona wah-wahs. I would give them the Mo Awesome approval. Who else we got in here? Kurt says, come shred the swamps of South Carolina. Hannah, do you want to go to South Carolina? Is there a lot of riding, Kurt, in South Carolina? If there's a lot of riding, we're definitely down. We're trying to we're trying to make a trip down there, I would say later in the year. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. And if you have any good recommendations for Southern Carolina trails, shoot me an email, moawesomemtb@gmail.com. Happy to help out. That Paul the Punter, happy Monday, everyone. Paul, happy Monday to you as well. Crosstrack MTB, how about pedal innovations? Have never ridden pedal innovations, have only heard great things. So yeah, I'm just gonna take other people's word for it. I have heard good things about those pedals. So who else we got? Evan, DHF or DHR2? I think they should discontinue the DHR2 and just lower the price on the DHF, because I personally run a Minion DHF in the front and DHF in the rear. I feel like the DHR2 is it's a solid tire. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it was like on sale, I would run it in the back. But I personally think that the braking zone on the DHF is really, I prefer it a little bit better. And then just, I don't know, I really appreciate that for a front tire because it's got that little bit of a drift zone in it. So as soon as you come into a corner, you brake it in, then all of a sudden that drift zone kicks in, so where you can just really force that bike into a corner, and then the cornering knobs hook up again, and then the braking zone is super awesome, the DHF. I still feel like that tire rolls really well. And the Awesome MTB Dirtbag tip, if you guys are looking at Maxxis tires, I highly recommend for the rear, you get the single compound. Don't get the 3C. You will get so much more life out of your tire with the single compound. It's not that much heavier. And then, I don't know, I just personally think that for a rear tire, it's going to get a lot more bang for buck. But I'm a dirtbag. What do I know? Who else we got in here? MTB Portal. Mo, what about a technique-oriented stream? I'll give you guys one little coaching tip. I did do some coaching this morning. For those of you that don't know, I am a mountain bike coach as well. And we're back onto the coaching groove, being back home. The biggest tip I can give to anyone out there that wants to help improve their riding is simply focus on looking ahead more during your ride. It will blow you away how many times I go out there with really experienced riders, and especially when stuff gets really hairy, they just start looking at their front tire. They're not looking ahead. So yeah, just your next ride, focus a little bit more on looking up, looking past the chunk, and then really focus on where your body weight is. Because a lot of riders, especially when you get that washout feeling in corners, either your hips are basically too in the bike and you'll end up washing out. So take some videos of yourself if you really want. Shoot them over to me, moawesomemtb@gmail.com. Happy to help out. I can analyze it, give you some tips. But I've done it for a couple of people. And yeah, always happy to give some coaching tips. That's probably the best way. Who else we got? Kevin, you only ride flats. I personally only ride flats just because I prefer it. I used to ride clipless pedals, and then I transitioned to flats when I first started to progress my skills a while back. And after that, it's just been freaking love at first sight. It really is one of those things where I don't feel like I lose too much in terms of pedaling efficiency with flat pedals, especially with a solid set of 510 shoes. And I honestly feel like, I don't know, the efficiency loss that is there, I mean, I'm going to be very slight. Maybe if I'm on a fire road and I'm just kind of mashing with clipless pedals, I'll be able to kind of pull up a little bit more so. But I feel like I gain a lot more in terms of confidence. So even with like technical climbs, I feel like I can pedal for a couple of extra pedals without kind of bailing. And I think that's something that's very crucial. So yeah, I don't know. I personally prefer the flat pedal game, but that's just me. Who else we got in here? Okay, final question, Mo. Do you prefer the convex nature of the one-up pedals or a typical concave pedal? Convex. That's going pretty deep, Paul. Normally, I don't talk about convex and concaveness until the second date. But if I think what you're asking is like how the pedal is shaped outwards. Are you talking about that, Paul? If you can confirm that, just let me know in the comment section. Who else we got in here? We got Robert Vela. Dude, Robert, thank you so much for looking into that. So for those of you that don't know, Robert looked into the Maxis conspiracy theory that I personally think that yellow labeled Maxis are basically higher quality than white labeled Maxis. Maxis responded to him, and they basically said that there's no difference between white label and yellow label. Mo still thinks that there is a difference. So I'm still gonna play the conspiracy card, and I don't know until maybe it's just bad luck. I just feel like every time I have the white label Maxis tires, they feel funky. They don't measure right, and maybe just a really big coincidence. But I've experienced a lot of that. I just feel like the yellow ones just look a little bit more durable, but like I said, who knows? Who else we got in here? Tommy, thanks for the plug. Dude, it's not even a plug. You're doing amazing thing with Monarch 9 Cafe. Highly recommend you guys checking it out. That's Tommy, the other YouTuber's restaurant, right by Santiago Oaks. Definitely recommend go checking him out. But yeah, go give him some love, you guys. Greg Russell, when are we riding? You tell me, dude. We have been really swamped, but I really want to get a ride with you, Greg. So definitely just shoot me a message and we'll figure out some time. Chris, love the one-up pedals. Oh, what up, Medi? T-Mac, baby. All right, dude. You're those T-Macs are really good. The deities. Thomas, I feel like I climb more than Shred. Single track, how's climbing on flats? I think I covered that a little bit earlier, Thomas. But yeah, I personally think that flat pedals are very close in efficiency to clipless. And the only difference is, I mean, I personally think in high cadence, I think clipless helps out a little bit more so. But with technical climbing, I truly feel like flat pedals give you a little bit of an edge when it comes to confidence. You kind of go that half second longer. But gonna go ahead and just try to keep going through the comment section so I don't fall behind. Oh, whoa, we got a super chat. Dude, Single Tracks and Whiskey, thank you so much. Single Tracks and Whiskey says, have to run as always. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Enjoy one up. Dude, honestly, Single Tracks and Whiskey, thank you so much for that super chat. I really appreciate it. That is probably going to go towards our van build right now or a second GoPro. So let me just kind of give you guys a quick update before I go back through the comments. Basically, with me and Hannah right now, we are just cranking out. We're trying to finish our van build. There was a couple of things that weren't really finished yet. So we are trying to finish it. And on top of that, there's a video that's going to be released tomorrow where basically I have two perspectives. So I have the perspective of Alex following me, and I have the perspective of Hannah following us. And so I think having two GoPros is going to transform the game for us. So that's going towards the GoPro fund. Thank you so freaking much, Single Track and Whiskey. But going to go back into the comment section. Who else we got here? Robert, Raceface Chesters. The Raceface Chester pedals are an amazing bang for buck pedal. If you are looking for a pedal just like these, the Kona Wawa composites, I feel like this whole era of composite pedals, companies are starting to realize that people don't want to spend a fortune. So that's why they're going with the more composite style pedals. And I highly recommend checking some of those out. But Evan, best shoes for flat pedals. Honestly, you guys, the best shoes for flat pedals are 510s. I have strayed away so many times. I'm not sponsored by 510. I don't get anything from 510. To be honest, I'm actually a little disappointed with the whole Adidas buyout because I feel like Adidas is slightly ruining 510. Just from what I've heard behind the scenes, the whole company as a whole, kind of what they did to some employees, the whole culture of the program. And I don't know. I personally am not that big of a fan of Adidas kind of being the new 510. However, in terms of that 510 flat pedal technology, like the soles, I can't recommend those enough. If you run flat pedals, definitely get some 510s. They stick to it like freaking crazy. I personally run the Impact Pros. The Impact Pros have a little bit more durable of a sole, and I just feel like that gives me a little bit more life out of my shoe, as well as a little bit more stability. I feel like the sole's a little bit stiffer as well. And it just kind of feels, I can almost replicate the efficiency of, you know how like clipless pedal shoes have a little bit of a carbon fiber sole? That's what I feel like the Impact Pros have. So highly recommend. Let me just pull up a picture so I can show you guys my my non-sponsored favorite shoe. Impact Pros 510. These right here. Who's Moose Jaw? But yeah, so Impact Pros are my favorite 510 flat pedal shoes. Highly recommend checking them out. I also like the Free Riders and the Impact Pros. I don't like the Free Rider Contacts too much, or the Free Rider Pros as well. The Free Rider Pros are a shoe that's a little bit more geared towards cross-country riders. So say you're coming from a more clipped-in background and you have a little bit more on the cross-country side, I would recommend checking out the Free Ride Pros because they're a little bit lighter weight. They're definitely stiffer. And I don't know, if you have a narrower foot, they might work for you as well. These definitely have a wider toe body, so just something to keep in mind. All right, who else we got in here? MTB Heaven, take a road trip to San Diego. I'll give you the tour. MTB Heaven, shoot me an email because I'm definitely going to take you up. We want to ride San Diego, so if you could shoot me an email, that would be freaking awesome. Kurt Larson, email again. Right on, dude. Justin Ramsey. Kurt, I'm confused that email again. Justin Ramsey, Deity Black Cat pedals. I've never heard of the Black Cat pedals. I've heard of the Deity T-Max, which I can recommend. Manny, never mind. I guess that guy already mentioned the Wawas. Yeah, Manny, Wawas already been taken care of. But how are you doing, dude? I hope you're having an amazing Monday. Eric Johnson, yeah, come to San Diego. So like I said, whoever lives in San Diego, shoot me a message and any trail recommendations. We really want to come down there. It would be awesome to ride with you guys. Steve Y. What up, Mo and Hannah? Literally just finished watching a Hangover ride. Dude, Steve, thank you for watching that trail. Hangover Trail in Sedona definitely has to be one of the more scary trails I've ridden. I was blown away by the exposure. And yeah, I would say you definitely should see it at some point. However, if you're scared of heights, definitely be wary. Who else we got in here? Robert Vela, first chairlift in Texas. We got to come out. Trail Features has been pushing me to come out to Texas, so you'll probably see us soon. Ride B-side, Aggressor is the goods for the rear. Yeah, the Aggressor I do really like as a rear tire. The only problem I personally find with the Aggressor is I don't feel like the cornering knobs, especially for really dry conditions, I don't feel like the Aggressor hooks up as well in terms of cornering. So I don't know. I've had hit or miss, but I think in terms of climbing traction, the Aggressor is a super solid rear tire. So just something to keep in mind, but that Aggressor definitely still is solid. Who else we got? Nathan, any good trail bikes under $3,000 I would recommend. I do have a bike under $3,000. Hit up Trail Features and ask him about the GT Sensor Pro. That was a bike that he actually recommended to me, so I don't want to steal his spotlight. But Trail Features on Instagram and ask him about the GT Sensor Pro. That's a bike I highly recommend checking out. What's going on, Luke? How you doing? How's your Monday? How is everyone doing? I know it's Monday. Like I said, feel free to ask me any freaking bike questions. I'm doing my best to get through everything. But I hope you guys are having an amazing week. And yeah, we're going to keep on going through. Who do we got here? Evan, Luke, can I have your bike? Luke, I personally also want your bike. Your bike looks freaking amazing. For those of you that don't know, Luke in the comment section is building up an insane Nomad. And I think the kid's like, Luke, are you like 14 years old? I don't know, but literally mental Nomad. So super props to you, Luke. Daily MTB rider. Love again, Mo Awesome. Side note, those Wawas are literally the best press on the market. It's all I buy. Daily MTB rider. First off, how are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Second off, we are live again. Third off, the Kona Wawa pedals, basically this whole urge of composite pedals is freaking amazing. So these are the Kona Wawas, which, like I said, $69 for a super solid set of pedals. Raceface makes the Chester. Crank Brothers just hopped on the composite kind of spectrum, and they have a composite pedal for their stamps. But highly recommend if you're looking for an affordable set of flat pedals, check out the composite market. I personally still run aluminum pedals. I just like the more burliness aspect of them. And like I said, the One Up Components aluminum pedals, and I'm not sponsored. I paid for my own pedals. One Up Components aluminum pedals are my favorite pedals, and that or these right here, I believe. I'm going to take a little bit of a drink of water and then kind of keep going through the live chat. Gary Conover. Absolutely no problem, dude. I'm happy to help. And like I said, you guys, if you guys have any questions that I don't go through in this live chat, feel free to email me, moawesomemtb@gmail.com. This is more of like a, I hope I can answer everyone, but I'm trying my best. Fat Guy MTB, Manny, You guys are pumping videos out like mad. Yeah, Manny. So right now, basically, we're releasing videos Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays. So definitely look for those. And we have extended and early cuts on our Patreon, patreon.com/awesomemtb. You guys, I think I'm going to do this here. I haven't actually told anyone, but let me show you guys something. What do you guys think of our new banner? So we're not completely stoked with it. I feel like we want to change a couple of things, but let me go ahead and pull up our YouTube page. In the meantime, let me just keep going through the comment section. Daily MTB, right? Adidas is ruining 510 by keeping them alive. Honestly, Adidas needs to figure out what they're going to be doing with 510 because at this point, it's pretty ridiculous. I feel like the only thing they're doing right now is hurting the company. So I don't know. It's a bummer because I really love 510. The culture of 510 before they got bought out by Adidas was amazing. Super bad company, and now not so much. Adidas is basically ruining things behind the scenes. But so what do you guys think about our cover or our banner? I personally, I don't know. We're not completely stoked with it. You guys have any revisions? We paid someone to make this for us. I think we're going to make some edits. So definitely let me know what you guys think. But who else we got in here? Oh, we got a lot of people in here, you guys. Thank you guys so much for the freaking support. Arizona Dirt Life. We got, I actually prefer the plastic pebbles. We have a ton of rocks. Yeah, Arizona Dirt Life. I can completely see the composite pedals and the more plastic style pedals being good out in the desert, especially with all those rock strikes. Me personally, I haven't had any issues with running aluminum pedals with lock strikes. I freaking clip locks like crazy, especially my Firebird has a relatively low bottom bracket. I feel like I'm always kind of striking pedals. With that being said, I've never lost my pedals, but I think I watched a video of someone recently who literally lost their whole pedal. I think it was the Crashing Dad. I could be mistaken, but do you guys remember who lost a whole pedal on a ride recently? I'm pretty sure it was the Crashing Dad, but I don't know. I've never had an issue with aluminum pedals. It is really awesome to see so many different options on the market, but Lucky SOB. I'm still old school and ride with my all-star high tops. Honestly, Lucky SOB, as long as you're out there having fun, it really doesn't matter. Fat Guy MTV, free riders are nice. Only darn shoes. Yeah, the free riders are good. If you're looking for a wider sole as well, check out the Impact Pros. That might help you out as well. Paul, just standard business moving around. I don't know what that means, Paul, but I don't know what half the stuff that comes out of your mouth is, especially with that heavy accent. Jay Smallin, I'm seriously curious on commensal on nuke proof on warranty issues. So I would be curious too. So right now we have this emergence of direct-to-consumer brands. I feel like direct-to-consumer companies right now are at this pivotal point. They could either completely change the market or they can kind of ruin it for other direct-to-consumer brands. So I feel like, and I've said it before in a previous live stream, the first direct-to-consumer brand that basically has the magic formula of really good marketing, really good pricing, perfect execution in terms of bike availability. So unlike YT, who had amazing marketing, amazing pricing, but they kind of screwed up for their bikes actually becoming available. The first company that can kind of knock all of those out of the park and have a really good bike and take care of their customers from a customer service point of view, I feel like that is going to be the most successful company and it's going to blow the market away. So I still am a little shocked that no company has kind of beat anyone to the punch, but I don't know, it's still early. So hopefully direct-to-consumer brands, I don't know. I feel like if anything, it's a good thing because it's just going to put more pressure on companies like Santa Cruz and Pivot to actually bring their pricing down to a more realistic level and also compete a little bit. So I definitely wouldn't be too concerned with them. But who else do we got in the house? Is it me or does anyone else have 15-foot long laces? I don't know, Robert. I don't know what the standard shoelace length is, but Jay, long laces, me too. Luke, who else we got in here? Togi, man, I'll have to check out the Wawa pedals. Yeah, Togi, highly recommend checking out the Wawa pedals. Seriously, something to consider. All right, we got Justin Ramsey, same here. Luke, we are going knee-deep in the steeps. Luke, just make sure if you go knee-deep in the steeps, you don't get a ticket from any Rangers. We got Steve. Steve, I am leaving Colombia, South America next week. Need some more 7-hour lessons from Steve. We honestly miss you so much. We can't wait to give you some more coaching lessons. So come on back from Colombia, Steve. But and we might have to come to you, visit you guys in Las Vegas. So I think we're going to be going back to Vegas soon. So definitely keep your eyes peeled, especially if you live in the Vegas area. We're going to make our way there. So yeah. Mo, have you ridden Horse Thief bench section? Want to see you hit that freaky drop. I've seen a lot of videos of that's the one in Grand Junction, Colorado, right? I've seen a lot of videos of Horse Thief Horse Thief bench. I really want to hit it. However, JF Rides and Crashing Dad have made me absolutely terrified of that section. It's so rad that they cleaned it, but I feel like they hyped it up so much that I am freaking petrified. And it actually looks like something gnarly. So maybe I'm just going to have to go out there and check that section out in person. But yeah, how is everyone doing tonight? I hope everyone's doing well. We're going to keep on cranking out the comment section. We got Kurt Larson, got it. Thomas O'Neill, did you go to Draper when you were in Utah? We did not go to Draper. Is there good riding in Draper, Thomas? If there is, I'm super curious because I think we want to explore more of the Utah region. So if you guys have any Utah trail recommendations, just if you could shut them over, that would be freaking awesome. Scudio likes the banner. Jay likes the banner. Okay, awesome. I like the photo, but think the graphics could be a little better. So are you talking about yeah, I guess the graphics could be a little bit better. Basically, I don't know. We're not good with technology. Hannah agrees. And hopefully we can get one better. We paid someone to make this banner. I'm not the most stoked on it, but it was better than what we had before. So if anyone has any tips, I would highly appreciate it. All right. Evan says, do you run knee pads when riding or a helmet? I personally don't ride knee pads when I go riding. I'm the type of rider who I've had this conversation with myself plenty of times. Knee pads are an amazing thing to have, but it's just one of those things where there's a whole risk-reward assessment. For me personally, I know the risk of not wearing knee pads, and it just gives me the ability to feel a little bit freer. I can go for more rides. I don't feel kind of held back. That being said, I know that if I crash, I'm at that much more of a risk of freaking busting my shin open. I don't like riding beyond my comfort zone. And when I'm not wearing knee pads and gloves, I also ride knowing that. And so I kind of keep it within my personal skill level, comfort zone. So it's just one of those things where I've made the personal decision that I don't want to run knee pads and gloves. And for some people, I highly recommend them. I think knee pads, elbow pads are a super big freaking thing, important for a lot of riders, especially as you progress your skills. That being said, I don't think everyone needs to wear them every ride, but I could also eat my words next ride. Who else we got in here? Awesome channel, like the header. Thanks you so much, Charles Tilson. I really appreciate that. Good thing you switched back to flats. I personally think flat pedals win medals, even though I don't race. But I have a little bit of a biasism towards flat pedals, so I hope you enjoy it, dude. Who else we got in here? Arizona Dirt Life. I think it was one of the Colorado guys, not Shane. Banner looks good. Just need to have you guys and hand towards the left margin. Okay, so you want us to move. I'm going to ask the person who made us this if they can make the revision and see if we can kind of move that on over to the left. But thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Who else we got in here? Luke, Evan Burt, Jay. Thanks for the thoughts. No worries, Jay. Hopefully we can meet up to ride again, dude. It's been a while. We got Rondo Robbie. Also, if anyone in this chat right now wants to be a moderator, I don't know. Someone told me that I guess other people have moderators as well. I don't know what that actually does, but definitely shoot me a message if you're interested. Hi, Mo. I live in the Midwest. I'm curious on you think 54 tooth ratchet system is worth buying. Okay, so Rando Rabby, we're going to be talking about the DT Swiss Star Ratchet system. So for those of you that don't know, this is DT. I can't pull it up because my internet is so slow right now. So DT Swiss Star Ratchet. So my personal favorite hub is a DT Swiss 350 hub. I think it is the most bang for buck, super reliable. And the coolest part about the DT Swiss hub is you can actually upgrade the points of engagement pretty simply. Basically, there's these ratchet system kits that if you buy them, you basically just take them out, put the upgraded ratchet kit in. I personally love the 54 tooth ratchet system. I don't know where the rumors came from that they're super fragile and there's a chance that you'll strip them. I have put 54 tooth ratchets through the freaking ringer. Absolutely no issue. Maybe over a course of 3 years, you might eventually strip them. In 3 years, I think you got your $115 worth. So I would definitely consider upgrading to the 54 tooth ratchet system. The perks of having more engagement in a hub. So say you're on a technical climb and you're pedaling, you're looking up a technical climb, and you stall out just a tad to kind of get your positioning right. When you go to pedal again, sometimes if you only have like the 18 tooth points of engagement, you go to pedal and when you're on a technical climb, like every freaking effort matters. When you go to pedal and nothing actually happens, because the more points of engagement that you have, the quicker your wheel's gonna hook up and start actually pedaling as soon as you press the pedal down. That kind of little bit of that you're missing with the 18 tooth ratchet system, that sometimes is the make or break it for technical climbs. So especially when I'm going somewhere like Sedona or anywhere that there's like a technical aspect of it, having a lot more points of engagement plays a huge difference to if not, I clean a certain climb. If you're a racer type that you really like getting on the pedals and mashing downhill, it's just nice to, as soon as you press on the pedals, have that rear wheel engage and it actually start accelerating. So I don't know. I personally love the 54 tooth ratchet, especially because I'm not too big of a fan of like louder hubs like i9. I honestly think that i9 hubs are freaking awesome. If I could have that many points of engagement and also be a YouTuber, I highly would get the i9s. Chris King hubs also have a lot of points of engagements, but I've said it before. Chris King is like the Lamborghini, not in terms of pricing, in terms of maintenance. So everyone's always talking about Chris King and how they're like rad company, and they are. I feel like Chris King makes some of the most beautiful bike products on the market. They make the most robust products on the market in terms of long-term reliability. So if you're looking to buy one hubs for the rest of your life, and that's obviously not me because I get a new bike every 3 months, except for this generic bike I'm riding right now. The thing with Chris King is, even though you're going to have that hub for the rest of your life, you do have to maintain it a lot more than a DT Swiss hub and a little bit more than an i9 hub. So the thing is, if you don't maintain that Chris King hub, what you will end up getting is a little bit of slipping when you go to kind of pedal down. So it's just one of those things where if you're the type of rider that you really don't like maintaining your bikes, I personally am on the road so much, we're riding so much, that the lesser maintenance I can do, the more fun I'm having. I wouldn't do good with a Chris King rear hub. Other people are really freaking meticulous with bike maintenance, and those are the type of riders that are really going to appreciate the Chris King hub. But yeah, so that's my thoughts in terms of the ratchet. I'm sorry I got too in depth, but who else we got? We got Soy Vala. How affordable are your coaching? So, I mean, we have different coaching levels. All of our info is on awesomemtb.com. So get on there. Our pricing's on there, the coaching program. And then if you have any more questions beyond that, feel free to shoot me a message. If you can't afford coaching from us, I'm still willing to help. Basically, just take a video of yourself riding, email it on over to me. I think everyone needs access to some form of coaching. So happy to help however I can. But yeah, so just get in contact with me and we'll figure something out. Who else we got? Arizona Dirt Life, I upgrade my sons. Trail Weeks, go ride with Jason, MTB Yum Yum in the Salt Lake area. I highly want to meet MTB Yum Yum. He does some amazing things. I really like some of his reviews. But Kurt Larson says the banner is dope. Thank you so much, Kurt. I really appreciate the kind words. I don't know. I still think that we might make a little bit of revisions just because we paid for revisions as well. That was kind of what went into this cost. And I don't know. Well, it's better than what we had before. So, all right. Who else do we got in here? We got, hey, Mo, you need a ride in Northern Ontario. We really want to get up to Ontario. I hear amazing things about the riding, and then just Canada in general. So maybe we'll plan out like a potential road trip list. And if you guys see anything there, shoot us a message, especially if you want to ride with us. We just want to ride with as many people as we can. David C. All of the Corner Canyon and Draper is fun, not too technical, but great flow. Yeah, David, we're definitely I'm gonna Google that as soon as this live stream's over and then see how the riding is over there. But thank you so much for that suggestion, dude. I really appreciate it. Ron Estrada, lock laces. Those I've heard great things about that, Ron. Charles Tilson, next time in Arizona, check out Brown Mountain. We definitely will. I'm gonna put that on our freaking list. But thanks so much, dude. It's cool. How about the van in the background, the whole lifestyle? Yeah, I think getting the van in here too would be pretty rad. I was just worried that it would be a little bit too busy, but like I said, I'm just going to talk to the person who made this, and we're just going to, I think, pay for a couple more revisions as well. Who else we got in here? Manny, you and Hannah should do videos on your demo test rides for your next bikes. Mary, that's an amazing idea. So for those of you who are wondering what Mo's next bike is, right now I'm kind of at this interesting point where I really am trying to figure out the company I want to ride for. So we've had a couple of different kind of talks with certain companies. However, I personally, it would be cool to ride to a direct-to-consumer brand just because I feel like that's where I would be more beneficial to helping other people out there deciding on their bike. Just because a lot of our viewers, I see the same thing over and over again. Bike prices are ridiculous. Bike prices are high. And I personally think there needs to be a good bike that shreds freaking hard is available to where you can actually buy it today. They have good customer service and also pedals well as well. So it's kind of like that magic little thing. So really trying to figure out what my next bike is. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, definitely let me know. But I think that's going to be my next bike. I want it to be a more affordable price one. We'll see if that even pans out. I'm also a bike whore, so I might just buy whatever freaking catches my eye first. Seth says, I wear race face flank lead pads. Yeah, you know, Seth, honestly, if you're wearing pads, that's a freaking amazing thing, and you are smarter than this dirtbag. I'm probably going to regret it later, but yeah, but nice having you here, Seth. Thank you so much for joining tonight, dude. Evan, what's my favorite grip? So my favorite grip, I can tell you guys what my least favorite grip is. My least favorite grip are the WTB padlocks. I can't stand that design. I don't know what WTB was thinking when and I think they tried to market it as grips that basically go on and they'll never twist again. I've never had too many issues with my grips twisting, especially issues to the point where I would want to cut my bar so that I can only run those grips. And I don't know. So I personally, that's my least favorite grip are the WTB padlock grips. My favorite grip I've ever ridden are the Aaron Gwynn AG1s, not the AG2s. So I guess there was something where Aaron Gwynn basically realized that they didn't make the grip right. So he redid them. I was more of a fan of the first one. I thought they were thinner, and I like a thinner profile grip. It's also why I ride gloveless, is I just like to have the most amount of feedback for my bike, and I get that through riding no gloves and riding really thin grips. So that's my personal preference. Who else we got in here? Robert Lee. Aside from engaging, they definitely sound better. Yeah, Robert. I don't know. I don't know. Hubs are one of those things where there's so many different options that you can't really go wrong. So definitely recommend. If you have any other questions, feel free to shoot them on over. North Bay, Ontario. What's my trail recommendation? So Ryan Brumbra says, what's my trail recommendation for Laguna? So my personal favorite trails in the Laguna area, Five Oaks, amazing downhill, really fast, flowy. Lynx is like a mind-blowing blitz DH run. I feel like Laguna Ridge is the more appropriate name. That's a trail on the Laguna Coast Wilderness side that has the most, like, if you want to test a bike in Laguna, go down Lizards, up Laurel, down TNA, Laguna Ridge. And that is the best test loop. That's basically where I test all of my bikes. It's terrain that I know. It has a little bit of everything, a little chunks, some hucks, some rolls. So, yeah, that's my little testing loop, and those are my favorite trails in Laguna. Who else we got in here? Like I said, happy Monday, you guys. Congratulations on making it through the first day of the freaking week. And, yeah, we're just going to keep on going, cranking out these questions. Who else we got? 31.8 or 35 mil diameter bars. So, I don't know. I don't think there is too much of a difference. I know the engineers want you to believe that there's this huge difference between 31.8 and 35. I can't tell a difference between either or. I've tried testing them both extensively. I don't really feel like any difference in flex, any difference in stiffness. If anything, 35 mil looks cooler. So if looks matter to you, I personally think the wider bar looks good. That being said, I don't know. There's so much marketing. That's what really kind of blows me away. There's so much marketing hype in the bike industry right now. WTB padlock grips. What was I just talking about? WTB padlock grips. With the whole, do you guys remember when they went plus? So they went with the 2.8 tires, and all of a sudden that was like the best thing ever. You need a plus bike. Everyone needs a plus bike. And then all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, like 2.8 is too big. Let's go 2.6. It's like they can never like make up their, and it just kind of all seems like marketing hype. I rode the 2.8s. Plus bikes are fun. That being said, for them to kind of retract and now the whole market's going back to 2.5, and I'm starting to see some 2.3 tires pop up. So yeah, so that's another really big marketing one. And I don't know, I just feel like there's so much out there. You just kind of have to like sort through Pink Bike and sort through what actually works, what doesn't work. But that's just my personal opinion. And it's an industry. At the end of the day, the bike industry is a business, and there's a lot of businesses in it, and they need to make money. But I don't like how there's all these new different, and Super Boost. Super Boost is another one that I don't get. I get this question a lot when people ask me about the pivot, not so much just in general, because I don't feel like too many other companies are following suit. But when I hear the word Super Boost thrown around, I can't tell a difference. Like maybe I am just not the rider that I think I am, but I personally think that Super Boost, I don't really feel that much of a difference. If anything, it's a little bit of a pain trying to find a replacement wheel. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Who else we got in here? We got Jay. Have you looked at any of the high pivot bikes? I'm stoked to see where they're going to go. The Commensal Supreme SX looks so. Yeah, so Commensal is doing amazing things. And I really like that Commensal Meta AM29. I feel like that's a really solid bike. Highly recommend checking it out. Who else we got in here? What do you think of Onyx hubs? So I think the whole concept, Seth, of Onyx hubs, which are a more silent, basically infinite points of engagement. I hope I have the right hub. But from what I remember, Onyx hubs are the ones that are infinite engagement, silent. I think it's a really cool concept. The only thing for me is I never got to test any out extensively, so I don't know how the durability is on something like that. And that would be my only concern. In terms of the actual concept, I think that would be freaking mind-blowing as a YouTuber. You would have an amazing technical climbing bike, and at the same time, infinite points of engagement. You can get your footage, no noise. It would be really rad, but you would probably need a bell to warn hikers that you're coming up. So that's my thoughts. All right, who else we got in here? My opinion. So Fat Guy MTB is asking my opinion on White Industry hubs. So White Industry hubs, from what I remember, very reliable hubs, but I think they're dying out just a little bit. So my only concern would be availability of replacement parts if something was to go wrong. However, I'm sure they have it dialed on over there. I don't have too much experience with them, but that's just kind of my impressions. Nate, what's going on? Nate, thank you for joining us today, dude. Togi Hauser, we will be coming up to Ontario, hopefully to ride with all of you Canadians. And then we got Mario, answer the Onyx. Nate, his coaching is great. Nate, thank you so much, dude. I really freaking enjoy coaching you as well, dude. So who else we got in here? Ken Cecile, have you ever tried an oval chainring like Absolute Black? Okay, so I have tried oval chainrings. Do I think oval chainrings work? Maybe. Like I definitely felt the advantage of kind of having power in certain places. To me, though, when I ran flat pedals with oval, I just felt it. It couldn't go away. And then I went for a ride. I didn't feel like the efficiency was so much to where I was just raving about it and I was going to write home about it. That being said, I don't feel like I've given oval rings a fair shot, but it's also not something that I'm like, I think I need. I'm perfectly happy with my race face narrow eye 32 tooth. That's the chainring I'm using right now. And I just think the standard circle works really well for me. So yeah, who else we got in here? Yeah, there's a lot of people in here. Thank you guys so much. We have Luke. When can you get your socks? Luke, I'll try and meet you at Ridge Park later this week. Snowflake pattern wheels, Rando. So you're asking my opinion on snowflake pattern. I'm not entirely sure what the snowflake patterns are, but if someone knows what they are, let me know in the comment section. I'm really curious what those are. But you guys killed Vegas. Looked like you guys had so much fun. Yeah, so basically Hannah has broken two wheels. She's broken a carbon Ibis 742, and she somehow broke an aluminum Stans Flow EX. I don't know how she did the second one. I know how she did the first one, but I think she's going to comment in right now. Is she coming in? You can
explain it. Hi.
So Hannah's in right now. So basically we were going down the trail, and I just see Hannah going full tilt boogie. She manuals into a wheel, and that's how she broke her first wheel. The second one, she basically hucked into a super chunky section and broke her Stans aluminum wheel.
Yeah, I think I'm just weighting my back too much, and I'm not always in the most control, so.
Yeah, but so she's a freaking wrecker on wheels, and it's definitely getting costly, but we've also been having a good time with it. All right, who else do we got in there? You and MTB Munyum, ride every day, dude. You all the best YouTubes. Kevin Woods, thank you so much, dude. I ride my bike every day, and whether I'm coaching or filming, but it's all really fun. Got some G-Form pads. Yeah, I do think that the G-Form pads, Robert, are amazing. Like they definitely are one of those that are a little bit lower profile. So I highly recommend checking that company out as well. That being said, I think I still like running no pads.
I've heard good things about the IXS flows. Is that
yeah? The IXS flows are supposed to be really good as well.
Supposed to not like notice them too much when you're pedaling.
All right, who else we got in here? Trail Weeks. Hey Mo Cam, what's going on, Richard? How you doing? Alexander Mountain. Hi from Florida, Alexander Mountain Biking HQ. Hi to you too, dude. I hope you're doing well in Florida. Is there any good riding in Florida? I'm super curious. Robert. Ergon, Trail Weeks, Boost stuff drives me crazy. Yeah, you know, the whole Boost concept. So when they went to Boost, I thought that was it. I didn't think that they could make another one. And now they're trying to push Super Boost. And I don't know. It's an interesting concept. Maybe it's really awesome. I'm just missing it. But I personally don't feel a stiffness benefit with Boost or Super Boost. And I don't know. I kind of wish the industry would pick a standard and then stay with it, at least for 5 years. Super Boost, I feel like, is throwing everything off.
What tire pressure do I run?
What tire pressure do you run?
I don't know.
She runs. So I aired up her tires, and she's running 25 in the rear and 22 up front. And she's running, that was with the Ibis wheels, which are a wide 35 mil profile. So I don't know. It's still mind blowing that she's breaking them. All right. So who else do we got? Banner comment. Move right awesome to the left. Okay, yeah. No, thank you guys so much for the pedal striker. I'm definitely gonna give those revisions to them, and then hopefully we can kind of mix up the banner as well. All right, who else do we got in here? Red Monkey clamps are good. Silicone grips. Just switch from those to death grips. Thanks for the tips, Seth. I really appreciate it, dude. Someone's asking if I noticed a difference between carbon and aluminum handlebars. So I personally noticed a difference with carbon handlebars. I feel like they absorb vibration a little bit better. They just kind of feel a little less jarring. I feel like with aluminum handlebars, they definitely feel like they're just, I don't know. I feel like the harshness just a tad more. That being said, it's not completely game changing. It's one of those things where if you have the money and you're looking for a nice upgrade up front, I would definitely recommend checking them out. That being said, there's nothing wrong with aluminum. So yeah, highly recommend checking out both. Who else do we got in here? John, you're welcome. Hannah's in the house. Hannah is in the house. Mario, skills coaching, best money I've ever spent. Yeah, so I honestly think that if you can afford coaching, definitely give it a try. If it's not with us, definitely with someone else as well. It is one of those things where, I don't know, it's definitely, I feel like it does a lot for a lot of riders. And if anyone has any questions on mountain bike coaching, I'm happy to help. Even if you just want me to analyze some footage from you, I don't charge for that. So just send over your clips, and I'm happy to kind of give you some feedback as well. Who else do we got in here? Old Roy MTB. What's going on, dude? Pedaling Innovation Catalyst pedals. Any thoughts on their concept or functionality? You know what, Old Roy, I'm going to go ahead and look those pedals up. So I've heard a lot about the Pedaling Innovations Catalyst pedals. So let's go ahead and try and find them first. Pedaling Innovations Catalyst pedals. Let's see what we got. Shop for Catalyst pedals. I'm pulling them up right now, you guys. Oh, are those the humongous ones? Let me go ahead and take a look at them. Pedaling Innovations. Oh, get only pedal guaranteed. So what? Oh, this is a really interesting concept. So I think Crashing Dad is running these. It's the ones that are like super wide one way. However, they're a little on the narrow side too, right? Let's go to Buy My Pedals. Awesome MTB coming to you summer 2019. We're going to be coming everywhere summer 2019. Oh, these are interesting pedals. Have you seen these, Hannah? These are so $99 get you flat pedals that are super wide like this. Ooh, that's an interesting. So what's the whole, I guess I can't comment too much on the Catalyst Pedalist Innovation pedals just because I've never ridden these. I'm highly curious though. Does look like a cool concept. I guess it would kind of put more of your foot on the actual pedal. I definitely would be interested in trying some out, but yeah, I don't have too much opinions on that. All right, who else do we got in here? Let's see. Evan Burt. Do you like RockShox suspension? Why does it have a bad name? Okay, so the question about Fox versus RockShox. This is my take on Fox versus RockShox. Soy says, very cool. I think you are willing to give free. Yeah, dude, honestly, I really do feel like everyone needs access to coaching. And so if they can't afford coaching, I'm happy to help out as well. So like I was saying, Fox versus RockShox. I personally think that Fox is a stiffer suspension design overall. Like if you were to compare two equivalent, like the Lyric to the Fox 36, I feel like I get a little bit more stiffness from the Fox 36. I also feel like I get a little bit more overall traction from the Fox 36. What I feel like I get with the RockShox, so if I was going to run a RockShox Lyric over a Fox 36, I feel like the Lyric is a little bit plusher overall. So in terms of like softness, and I feel like that's where the big difference comes from. So RockShox suspension is definitely going to be a little bit more on the supple side. And I feel like Fox suspension is going to be a little bit more on the traction-oriented side. I personally enjoy Fox suspension a little bit more so than RockShox. The other big thing is maintenance. And I definitely feel like Fox suspension requires a little bit more maintenance over RockShox. I feel like you can go with a little bit longer time in between maintenance intervals with RockShox suspension. So that's another thing to kind of consider as well. But both are super rad. Both are highly customizable. And the cool thing with having two companies like that are going neck and neck is that it just better suspension between the two of them. And the other cool thing, I saw this come in, thoughts on coil forks, DVO suspension. I've never run a DVO fork. With that being said, I will say they have an enormous presence in Vegas. I felt like every single person in Las Vegas was running DVO suspension. And then when I found out why, because DVO apparently was doing a lot for the Las Vegas mountain bike racing scene. And I definitely think that that's one of those things where, I don't know, it's really cool to kind of see them do so much for their community, but I highly recommend kind of giving them a check as well. Who else do we got in here? Olroy. Yeah, so Olroy, I'm going to go ahead and try and figure out a little bit more about the pedal innovations for you. But I'm definitely kind of curious on those pedals as well. All right, we got Trail Week saying, I felt RockShox is more plush. Yeah, that's what I was saying. RockShox definitely feels a little bit softer overall. Fox feels like it tracks to the ground a little bit better as well. Luke's asking King Creek. I don't have too many comments on the actual King Creek suspension. I haven't run that fork yet. That being said, I've ridden a freaking enormous amount of reviews on that King Creek Helm coil fork. And I do think that they have a strong kind of thing going. Anytime a company enters a market with a design like that, they're putting all of their eggs in one bucket in terms of that one fork. So they've definitely put a lot of R&D into it. So I don't know, but I still think in terms of replacement parts, all the convenience, it might be easier to find replacement parts for something like a Fox 36. Who else we got? Alfaifa, or Alexander Mountain Biking HQ is saying Alfaifa and Santos in Florida. Trail short compared to the west, but can find some technical. You know, Alexander, I think you're still talking about Florida, and I think we're going to have to make our way down there. But definitely keep an eye out. We might be coming to Florida soon. Who else we got in there? Fat Guy MTB. Yeah, so B1 Biker apparently did a... Okay, you guys, so I guess this is breaking news as well. I'm going to be doing a biker room chat, biker bar chat. I'm not sure what he calls it, but with B1 Biker, January 20th. So mark your calendars. I'm going live with B1 Biker January 20th. And yeah, that's you guys are the first to know. We basically were texting back and forth. We figured out a date, and we're going to make it happen. So I hope you guys enjoy that live stream as well. Who else we got in here? Manny says SRAM versus Shimano. Okay, so SRAM versus Shimano. SRAM learn their, what'd you say? SRAM? Yeah, SRAM learn their...
No, SRAM.
Is it SRAM or is it SRAM? Am I pronouncing it? Hannah's making fun of me, you guys. What is it?
Isn't it SRAM or no?
No, it's SRAM, right? It's not SRAM. Can anyone let us know?
No, like SRAM.
Hey, Mo, by the way, your thumbnail line sheet was all wonky again. Okay, sorry, your thumbnail for the... Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. But so my thoughts on Shimano versus SRAM. So SRAM learned their lesson the hard way, but they learned a lesson, which is price regulation. Anytime you don't control pricing, it's just going to devalue your product. And on top of that, bike shops are not going to want to kind of bring that stuff in. Oh, someone's saying pronounce SRAM. Oh, I'm wrong. English is my second language, guys. So I guess it's SRAM. But so basically with SRAM or SRAM, they learned that you really do have to regulate online pricing. And they learned that lesson so much quicker than Shimano, which is why you see the value of SRAM parts. You can't really find too many amazing deals on them, but at the same time, it's a little bit more valuable. Your parts mean a little bit more so. And on top of that, too, they just kind of keep up with, I don't know, they went 12 speed. They went with that XD driver. They changed the industry. They stuck with it. I feel like SRAM has their stuff together. With that being said, I prefer Shimano. From a business side, though, I feel like Shimano has a long way to go before they get it right. Number one, they kind of have to figure out their pricing regulations. I don't feel like Shimano is doing a very good job in terms of regulating pricing. I feel like there's a lot that they can do to really kind of dial things in. The tough thing is if you go online, you can pretty much find cheap Shimano stuff on like all these different websites. Supposedly, they're going to start cracking down. I won't believe it until I see it. The other thing is I feel like Shimano is really late when it comes to drivetrains. It is really nice and early when it comes to brakes. I feel like they got the brake market figured out. I love 4-piston XT brakes. But with drivetrains, like, why can't they just get it right? People wanted a 12-speed drivetrain. They made a 12-speed drivetrain with a proprietary hub. We didn't want a proprietary hub. We just wanted like an XD driver. Like, just do that. But yeah, so for whatever reason, I honestly think that Shimano just can't get it together business-wise. And that's why I personally feel like I prefer SRAM. What else we got in here? But from a functionality perspective, I definitely enjoy the use of Shimano. But I'm just talking about overall business. Yeah. Oh no, Hannah, everyone's with you. Sure am. Manny says, hi, Hannah is right. Hannah is right. Hannah's always right, you guys. Hannah is basically always right. All right, who else do we got in there? Is it Box or Bubba? I like that, Robert. MTB Go. I used to work there. It's SRAM. How is SRAM? Sure, I don't get it, but apparently Hannah wins. Manny is correcting. All right, you guys. So what other questions do you guys want answered tonight? Like I said, I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday night. We're just going to go ahead, dial in these questions. If I don't answer it here, like I said, moawesomemtb@gmail.com. Happy to help out. And yeah, just want to kind of make sure everyone's got their questions answered, and I hope you guys had a great Monday. All right, so we got so many people in the chat. I'm trying to keep up, you guys, trying my best. I'm sorry if I'm letting you guys down, but who else do we got in here? Oh, the founder of SRAM was Scottish? I didn't know that. That's pretty insane. That okay, so one thing that I want to show you guys as well, I'm going to bring this back up. So for those of you who are late to the chat, this is our new banner. I really hope you guys enjoy it, but I don't know. I feel like we are going to be changing things on here. Okay, Nick Krause says, what's a good bike to get my girlfriend into riding? All right, Nick, are you talking about like affordable in terms of price point? If you're really looking for, I don't know, do you think your girlfriend's going to be sticking to the sport? That's the question number one. So I always tell riders it's a really kind of interesting balancing game, because obviously you don't want to spend too much on a bike just in case she hates the sport. But at the same time, if you don't spend enough on the bike, like up to a certain point, she might hate the sport simply because the bike is horrible. So a lot of riders, especially when they're trying to get their significant other into riding, sometimes cheap out and they'll get their significant other a bike that's just that they would essentially never, ever even be caught on. And that's not going to make that person's first impression of mountain biking any good. You definitely want to consider that when you're buying a bike for your significant other. So it is a balancing game, but I personally think if you're really kind of looking at it, try to find a solid hardtail with really reliable brakes. If you can and you do have the budget, maybe look for a cheaper full suspension. But I would just kind of consider that. Ask her what her budget is, or if you're buying it for her, just let me know what your budget is, and I'm happy to help out there as well. Ryan is saying, are you in NorCal? We are not in NorCal right now. However, we are definitely, I think we're going to be up there in about 2 weeks. So definitely we'll keep you posted. But yeah, just let us know. All right, so who else we got in there? What is a good bike under? So Nathan is asking what a good bike under $3,000 is. Let me pull it up for you right now, Nathan. So if you guys have less than $3,000, I personally would go with a Commensal. And depending on what you want, whether you're a 29er guy or 27.5, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Meta AM29. I feel like Commensal should be paying us by now by how many times we pull them up in the live streams, but I really think that, I don't know. Let's look at this. Yeah, so $27.99. Obviously, we want the extra large. This is a bike that I would highly recommend checking out, especially if you're in fur market for a bike that's less than $3,000. So let me see if the specs will pull up. So $27.99. You get, I believe it's, you get the RockShox Lyric RC, which is a super solid fork. You have the RockShox Deluxe rear shock, which is still a really rad shock. I personally would have liked a that with a piggy on it, but at the same time, $27.99, pretty rad price point. SRAM NX 1x11, so a really rad drivetrain. You're getting 1x11 on there. Pretty solid gearing. You're gonna get the 42. It's not 46. However, brake-wise is pretty cool. SRAM Guide T's. Those are still pretty reliable brakes as well. But I would say the big thing is you're also getting a dropper post on here as well with the South Post alloy levers. And the cool thing is they actually adjust the length of dropper. So you basically on an extra large, you'll get a 150. Really hard to find brands that are going to do that for you nowadays. And on top of that, $27.99 for a complete bike with a solid build kit, solid suspension, brakes, a dropper post. I don't know. I feel like this would be my my bike of choice if I was looking for a bike under $3,000. Founders Scott, Ray, and Am are sure. Oh my God, dude! MTB Go. Thank you so much. I did not know that SRAM was named after 3 people. Did you know that, Hannah? It's so basically it's named after Scott, Ray, and Sam. And that's why it's called SRAM. I hope you're not trolling me because I'm pretty gullible and I'm going to believe that. But so Charlie Cartolono, I'm sorry if I butcher your last name. He's asking the Kona Process Aluminum 29, value or junk? It is value. I really like Kona bikes in general. I feel like they do an amazing job with their aluminum bikes. My first bike that I ever owned was a Kona Mahuna, and that was an aluminum hardtail. But let's go ahead and pull up the Kona Process line. Kona is a company. They're out of Bellingham. They know how to make very durable bikes that have a very active suspension design, but at the same time, they go a little bit steeper with their head angles to keep their bikes nice and agile, and they also like short chainstays as well. Yeah, I mean, you can get steezy like this guy, so definitely something to kind of consider. Kona, let's see their aluminum line, though. $29.99. So that nails the $3,000 under $3,000 price point. But let's go ahead and take a look at the actual build itself. So Kona Process 153, 29, and the build cost $29.99. I wonder if they did that on purpose in terms of pricing. 29er, that's 29. So we got a fork, that's the RockShox Yari. So it is a step below that Commensal. So it's not a bad fork. It's still a really good fork. But at the same time, you're getting a RockShox Lyric RC on the Commensal, which is going to be a little bit more better bang for buck. In terms of drivetrain, you're getting SRAM NX, Guide T's. Post is a little bit off. I still think that Commensal is a little bit better bang for buck. That being said, if you could find this bike at a dealer, if you're a diehard Kona fan, it's not that much. And Kona is also a pretty reputable company as well. So, yeah, I definitely think that the Kona aluminum build is a nice one as well. Hell yeah, always watch the Bikers Bar. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going live with B1 Biker January 20th. So definitely, if you guys are interested, definitely check it out. I'm going to try and promote it before as well. So you guys, if you forget, I definitely will try and remind you. Robert says, Mo, if you had a girlfriend that keeps breaking wheels, how much would you spend? Is that supposed to be? I personally think what we're going to do for Hannah is we're going to get her Cushcore. And it's going to be crazy because I'm literally going to call Cushcore and I'm going to be like, hey, it's Mo from Awesome MTB. I need to get Hannah Cushcore. Nope. I don't want any Cushcore because I don't feel like I need Cushcore. I don't know. It just, I'm a little bit smoother on my wheels in terms of line choice, but Hannah needs Cushcore, which is freaking mental. So, all right, who else do we got in here? Jay thinks I'm going to be cruising around on a Fazari. So if you've been in the last couple of live streams, you know I am freaking jonesing. Like, I am frothing over the Fazari LaSalle Peak. Specifically, this build right here. Honestly, you guys, if this was to become a thing, I personally think that Fazari is a really awesome brand in terms of pricing, in terms of availability. How do the bikes ride? I can't really contact us. Should I? Hold up. I'm going to contact them, Hannah. Yes. Contact us. Should I move this over? You guys, should I just put, oh no, why'd this become bigger? Let me see if I can close this a little bit. Oh, why is this so big? I don't want my big head. No, what is going on here? You guys, sorry, I'm struggling big time, but you guys do get to see my big head. Okay, let me see if I can close this. So I say, all right, should we do like a spam one? Let's do John
Deere.
And then share what's your guys' question? Do you guys have a question for Fazari? Do your bikes ride like crud? Should I just send? I don't know. I shouldn't send that. Maybe I'll just buy one and give you guys my honest review. But I don't know. I feel like in terms of bang for buck, in terms of price point, I really think that Fazari has an amazing thing going right now. I really hope that bike is really nice in terms of how it actually rides. And I hope it's durable as well, because they have a really amazing price point for their carbon fiber full suspension enduro bikes. And I think this bike can be a game changer for the industry. If anything, it's going to force companies like Pivot, like Santa Cruz, to get their pricing in check. Gone are the days where these companies can charge everything, although someone still needs to send a personal memo to Yeti. And now are the days where companies kind of have to they have to keep it fresh. They have to keep pricing good. And I do understand you got to kind of factor in the cost of going through bike shops. Bike shops are important, but at the same time, it is one of those things where no longer can you run a company with horrible customer service, outrageous pricing, and still get away with it. So I definitely think like that's something smart to handle. But who else do we got in here? We have Jay, Manny. What's a good 29er unicycle e-bike under 100 shekels? I would go ahead and say Razor makes a really good one, razor.com. We got Nate says best bike around 5,200. Nate, that is a very specific price. Did your dad give you $5,200? Let's go ahead and take a look at what would Mo buy if I had $5,200. I would probably buy, if I had $5,200, I would actually probably buy this Fazari LaSalle Peak. And then I would take the $1,500. Let me see if I can find you guys the price point on this. Oh, let's just buy it right now, you guys. But yeah, so if I was you, I would spend, I think it's $47.99. I would take the $400 and I would just go buy a year pass to a Mammoth. So that's the cool thing with direct-to-consumer brands. More money to spend on the sport of mountain biking. All right, we got how about an alternative to Nuke Proof Scout 290? Can't find any locals. Any other aggressive 130 mil hardtails? Yeah, what about, so you just need a 130 mil fork, obviously, with a hardtail, right? What about, what did I just see? What's that one brand? Chromag. So I feel like Chromag hardtail, this hardtail looks absolutely insane. And I really wish that we had a little bit more money and I could buy more bikes. But we are going to have to just dream for now. Chromag, I forget what it's called. I think it's the Stylus, but they make some really rad, really aggressive hardtails. So highly recommend checking them out if you guys do get a chance. And yeah, so I would say that's a very good alternative to something you're looking for. Another company, Canefield, they also make nice and aggressive hardtails that definitely kind of have a good amount of bang for buck. If you can find a Kona Hanzo as well, that's another really rad aggressive hardtail set. Who else we got in there? Jeff, YT Capra or Jeff C Aluminum are both under 3,000. Yeah, that is another option as well. I have been staying away from the YT website for now, just because their availability has just been so rough lately, and I just feel like a company really needs to kind of get that just dialed in before I can kind of be like, okay, that's a company that I should send people towards. Just because if you can get availability of the bike kind of dialed, how can you get warranty things dialed as well? Who else do we got in here? Alexander, Mountain Biking HQ, Kona Process Clearance 2018. Yeah, so if you could find a Kona on clearance, that's also really rad. Jay Wood says, I know it's a crazy bike, but who's asked about the pole and which pole would you ride? Okay, so pole, I saw their bikes the other day, freaking insane. Super long top tubes, they're really awesome. The problem is I have absolutely no idea where to buy them, so I don't know. I can't speak too much about them just because if I don't know where to buy them, that's a tough one. But
it's online, right?
I think they might be online, but online. All right, who else do we got in here? Robert says just use pool noodles for wheels. I have seen a couple people put pool noodles in the wheels as cush core, so I'm gonna have to look about maybe if I could find a video. That'd be pretty interesting. Alexander Mountain Biking HQ, no Fazari demos, so hard to decide. You see, that's what I'm talking about. Like these direct-to-consumer companies. Right now, if you're a freaking company out there and you're direct-to-consumer and you're in it, if you freaking nail availability, customer service, marketing, and pricing, the market is yours for the taking. If YT freaking had bikes available, they would have been freaking crushing it from an early. I know, so it's tough to kind of see these direct-to-consumer brands. I just feel like no one's got it right yet, and it'll be interesting to kind of see what the market kind of brings us. But definitely kind of recommend checking it out. Just buy the LaSalle. The brown sounds too much like Ferrari not to get one. Maybe I'm just gonna have to buy that LaSalle. It definitely looks really rad. Jameis Bikes makes some great bikes under $3,000. Jameis does make some amazing bikes, and I definitely think that I don't know. Sid and Mackie can ride them, and they've been having some great work. So I honestly think that might be another brand we might consider. All right. Robert says, I'm Hannah's biggest fan. More women should be shredders.
Thank you, Robert.
She's absolutely insane on the bike. And she's going to be racing a ton this year as well. So definitely recommend checking it out. Sounds like you prefer 29 or over 27.5, even for aggressive hardtails. So Fred, here's the crazy thing. I think if I was to build up an aggressive hardtail right now, I would actually build it up with 27.5-inch wheels. I just feel like I could do a little bit more with 27.5-inch wheels in terms of it could be my pump track bike. It could be my kind of whip around, just mess around street bike. I just feel like it'll be a little bit more nimble. And I don't know. I think if I was going to build up a hardtail right now, it would definitely be 27.5, which is pretty surprising because I'm definitely a 29 full suspension type of guy. Seth says, have I looked into the Pinion gear bikes? Thoughts? So I haven't looked into well, I'm not sure if Pinion is the name of a bike brand per se, but basically one of the guys who runs KS's operations locally, who also does Hoppy Trails, he has a Zeroed. I talked to him about it extensively, and he really likes the Zeroed. And the cool thing with that is having all the weight in the bottom bracket area just makes the bike so freaking stable. And I think there is a lot of kind of pros and cons to that as well. I would be curious, how do those bikes act when you kind of pump out of corners? Do they feel kind of cumbersome? Do they feel like they're always coming back to the ground? So that's my personal kind of take on gearboxes. Who else do we got in here? So Jay says, I've heard the Vittoria Airliner is easier to work with than Cushcore. I have heard that as well. I don't know. I watched Skills with Phil's Cushcore video, and it absolutely scarred me. And I'm not sure I'm ready to try that on my own. Nate says, who is the best rider you know under 20 years old? You, Nate. Of course you. But I'm also going to say that to any other Grom who asks me. But I will say there's a lot of really good talent right now for the Groms in Orange County. If you guys have been noticed, I've been doing a lot of videos with the Groms. The reason for this, Groms are the future. I definitely think that you really kind of got to focus on that age group because they're basically going to be the future of mountain bike. And when I'm older, I want to know that we got the Groms prepared. We kind of gave them all the tools they need so they could succeed and take the sport to the next level. With that being said, it's also, I'm a little bit hopeful that one of the Groms I ride with will freaking take off, go pro level status, and maybe I'll have an insider in industry later on in life. All right, Justice is saying, best bang for your buck enduro wheels. I currently have the Race Face turbine wheels and keep breaking spokes. Do you have any idea if I'm breaking spokes? Last one broke when I landed a jump. Justice, are you getting your wheels trued regularly? So you might want to check the tension. But if you're looking for best bang for buck reliable wheels, I would say Ibis makes a wheel set called the Ibis. They're aluminum wheels. And I honestly think from a bang for buck perspective, and in terms of reliability as well, I really think these are tough to beat. But look at this. So wheels, Ibis cycles. Let's see what we got. Yeah, I want to say like right around $4.99. You can probably find them for about $4.50, or maybe you get a good deal from a bike shop. But basically, they are these right here. So I guess they're called the 38s are the ones that I really like. And I feel like the Ibis 738s and 938s, they're a really nice profile. They have an amazing solid, even though it looks like a Taiwanese just generic hub, it's actually a really reliable hub that Ibis is using. And I definitely think the width profile is also pretty rad as well. So I definitely think from a bang for buck perspective, I really like the 938s. All right, who else do we got in here? Jay is saying, I'll second those Vittorias. Yeah, I'm really curious about those Vittoria tire liners. So maybe we'll maybe that'll be kind of Hannah's sticks, and hopefully that'll help her stop breaking wheels. Best rider Mo knows is me. Evan, you know that's gonna be true as well. Robert, Sid and Mackie use Vittoria liners. Yeah, so the cool thing is Sid and Mackie actually reached out. I hope that they're not watching this live stream because I've been so swamped I haven't been able to respond to the email. But I think that we are going to be meeting up this summer and going for some van life shredding shenanigans. So that's going to be super rad as well. Evan says the Halo Vertex wheels are super durable. They sound good too. I've never heard of the Halo Vertex, but I'm sure they're great. Sparks saying, Mo, how tall are you? Just asking because you always pull up XL. So I am 6'2". With that being said, there's been a couple of bikes that I've ridden over the years that I do feel like I can actually go down in frame size to a large. I personally appreciate the stability the top tube gives me on the extra large frames. And I'm the type of rider who I kind of sit off the back and I just kind of let the front of the bike just fly through the chunk. I really like that stability of longer top tubes. With that being said, I've met riders out there who really like smaller wheelbase bikes, and they'll actually go with a size lower. So to each their own, there's no one right size frame bike for you. So, well, for some people, they might absolutely be, but most of the time you fall in between sizes, and you can make both sizes work. You can make a large work or an extra large work. Say you're about 6 feet. It all depends on, do you prioritize high-speed stability or do you prioritize nimbleness? And so that's something to kind of keep in consider and just kind of keep in mind as well. All right, so Evan is asking, hey, Mo, why do DW-ling bikes cost so much? I don't know. I'm assuming that there's a lot that kind of goes into the engineering on that side, but that could be a possibility. Who else we got in here? Paul, I'm in love with my race face. So Paul Pro says he's in love with his Race Fake Arc heavy duties. I've heard a lot of really good things about those wheel set. Also, Race Face is in Canada, so +1 point for them automatically. Jay saying, favorite 3 trails that changed your 2018 life. Not trying to take anyone off the subject. All right, Jay. So the best trails that I personally rode in 2018 was probably in Squamish. There was this trail called Dirk's Diggler. And that trail was freaking mind-blowing. Well, the whole combo is basically from the top. We did end trails to Bony Elbows to Dirk's Diggler to I think it was Hueso. I don't know, one of those two. But that whole trail combo was freaking insane in the Squamish area. And I had a hard time leaving Squamish because I love those trails so much. The other trail that I really freaking loved was Captain Ahab in Moab. I felt like from a tech flow side, that trail was absolutely mind-blowing. I really enjoyed it. And then the third trail, was this 2018? I don't think this was 2018. Let me think. In 2018, oh, it was actually Oak Ridge in Oregon. I felt like that trail was pretty amazing. I think it was called Eula Ridge. but really fast, steep flow. I highly recommend checking out Oak Ridge, Oregon. But yeah, in terms of my favorite trails, that was probably my 3 favorite trails. Hannah, do you have a different answer? Or
I have no idea.
Hannah literally just rides freaking anything. But those are my personal 3 ones. But Togi is checking out. Right on, Togi. Thank you so much for joining us, dude. I hope you freaking had a great time, and I will see you in the next one. Have I ever? I'm 4'2" and riding XL. I just 4'2" and riding an XL would be freaking crazy. All right, Fat Guy MTB. He says he's got to hit the gym. Can't wait to see you on B1. Yeah, you guys. So like I said, B1 Biker, January 20th. I hope to see you guys there. And yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this style of live stream. Like I said, I think I'm going to kind of do these a little bit more frequently and just kind of try and answer. I don't know. I really like the whole concept of kind of providing like a bike shop employee's perspective without actually having someone trying to sell you something. So any last questions? Because I have to get back to editing some videos. We got a video going out tomorrow. So, and I think someone was at the door. All right. So, I think that's a special guest. And if you guys want to know who that special guest is, you guys will have to wait till tomorrow's video. So just saying, it will be in tomorrow's video. Yeah, so the guest actually, we are basically house sitting for a friend. I don't think anyone knows. That's the crazy thing. People are probably in here saying, Mo, what are you even talking about? You're acting freaking crazy. But I don't think anyone really knows, because I've checked his Instagram. I haven't seen anything California related. And yeah, so we definitely have a guest, and you guys will see tomorrow. So sorry for getting distracted, but who else we got? Heck yeah, thanks. Mine was Santa Cruz with you guys. Also got a tour from a friend who's a local there. So much fun. Santa Cruz is an amazing riding zone. Highly recommend, if you're in that area, check that trail system out. Huge props to the trail builders out there. There is some incredible stuff. All right, who else we got in here? We got Jay say, these are fun, man. Nicely done, you guys. Cheers. Rad Jay, I'm glad you like them. Like I said, I definitely, I don't know, I used to work in bike shops. I loved working in bike shops, and it was always something that I really just appreciated, kind of giving this info out. But like I said, we're going to be signing off soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I didn't answer anyone's questions, let me know. MoAwesomeMTB@gmail.com. I have a video coming out for you guys tomorrow. Early cut will be up on Patreon today. But thank you guys so much for freaking coming out. And I'm just going to do the final sends off. So who else we got? Manny, Mo, you did a great job on this tonight. Went through the questions much quicker. Good job. Yeah, I got some feedback. Some people are saying they want me to go through the comment section. So hopefully I did a good job. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And like I said, if I missed anyone's questions, MoAwesomeMTB@gmail.com. Kurt, keep sending it, you guys. Kurt, honestly, thank you so much for the support. Thanks for coming out tonight. Evan, Mo, do you know any jump trails in Newport, Laguna? I think we'll be able to show you some jump trails. Hit up Luke. I think they're building up a slalom course next to UCI. All right, you guys, any final questions? About to sign off. I hope everyone has an amazing night. Hope you guys were enjoying your Monday. Good night, Manny. I freaking appreciate you coming out. John Frono, enjoy the live stream. Thanks. If you're ever in Connecticut, hit me up. You know, like I said, I've been talking to that guest that we're going to be having tomorrow, and I don't know, I think we're going to be on the East. Connecticut is East Coast, right? Yeah, I think Connecticut is East Coast, so we might be out there. But Robert, glad to see you, and Hannah, stay stoked. Thanks so much for coming out, Robert. We really appreciate you, dude. Seth, have a good night. Enjoy the trails. Seth, I hope you have an amazing night as well. Sparks, great answer on frame sizes. Thanks. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, there's no right or wrong. If you're 6 foot, you're either a large or an extra large, and you can make both work in terms of stem length and just kind of a variety of things that way as well. Steve E, Mo Awesome, what's your favorite vowel? I would have to say A. A is a vowel, right? I hope so. Click thumbs up, boys and girls. Yeah, if you guys want to give us a thumbs up, that's awesome. But I'm just happy people are stoked. And I've been getting a lot of emails from a lot of people with questions after the fact. And like I said, I go through all of my emails. Sometimes it takes me a week or two to get back to you. But thank you guys so much for all of the support. Like I said, we have a new banner, new video coming out tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for logging in. Last call for shout outs. And I think we are going to be signing off. Right on, you guys. Well, thank you so much for coming out. It's not you, Vapor, Alexander Mountain Biking HQ, Vapor, Saludos, Vro, AEIOU. I think, I don't know, those might be vowels. Robert, crowdfunding for Hannah Wheels. Honestly, we just need to get Hannah a wheel sponsor at this point. Yeah, dude, Vapor, what's going on, dude? We still got to make it out and ride with you, man. We got to make that ride happen. And I'm glad no one commented on my beard tonight, too. I definitely shaved that thing off. So it was looking a little hideous. All right, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's live stream. Until next time, you guys, ride awesome. All right. How do I always forget how to actually sign off on these things.